You know, with all the announcements and reveals and conferences, video conferences and everything that came out the last month or so, this is what gets me back in front of the camera. I know my priorities.
I'm friendly, your worst enemy, charming, fast, and potentially dangerous. Have you ever heard of such? I'm invisible and impossible to touch.
So, amidst all the new games that are being announced, the PS5 reveal, the thing EA did a couple of days ago, the new Smash Direct that Sakurai just did yesterday, just a bunch of different shit getting announced over the last month or so. The thing I'm actually most excited about is Crash fucking Bandicoot 4. Because of course I'm excited about Crash fucking Bandicoot 4. I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, this is a thing I really wanted to talk about, because like, I've loved Crash Bandicoot for since I was a fucking kid. I never actually played the original. I never played the first Crash Bandicoot. I actually started with Crash Bandicoot 2. Then I played 3, and even Wrath of Cortex, which I know it's kind of the black sheep of the series, but I actually really liked it. And again, I haven't actually played Wrath of Cortex since I was like 16, so I don't know, maybe my opinion would change if I played it now. But for the most part, just, yeah, huge fucking Crash Bandicoot fan. Yeah, I was really fucking excited when they announced Crash Bandicoot, that the Insane Trilogy, you know, just remaking the first 3 games all at once in one big thing, so you can play just like holy shit, that was really fucking cool, especially since it came from Activision and there was no bullshit involved. It's just like, nope, 3 games, here you are. And I actually did think that if the Insane Trilogy did well, which, you know, obviously it fucking did, that could be the way of getting more new Crash Bandicoot games. And fucking here we are. We got the first, actually I don't know when the last new Crash Bandicoot game came out. I think it was Crash of the Titans. It was either Crash of the Titans or Mind Over Mutants. I'm not entirely sure which. But it was one of those two, and they had, like, by then they had very drastically changed the nature of the series, so that it was something very different than how it was originally. Like, even with Wrath of Cortex, which was it was basically trying to replicate the original formula for the first 3 games, but didn't. Like, it added a bunch of extra shit. I think the fact that they did try and replicate, I think they did try that weird middle ground of, let's try a whole bunch of new shit and keep it and like make it as much like the old games as possible, and like they couldn't strike that good middle ground, and I think that's why most people disliked Wrath of Cortex. But this new thing, Crash, It's About Time. Like, that is a great title, by the way. I fucking love that title. Crash It's About Time, because basically it's a double meaning, you know, because there's time travel involved, and yeah, it is about fucking time we got a new Crash game. So this is legit Crash Bandicoot 4. Wrath of Cortex was technically Crash Bandicoot 4, but I guess they're just sort of like, you know, fuck it, let's do this shit over again. They are effectively rebooting the series. So you have the original Insane Trilogy, those first 3 games, and then balls on to just going to this one. Like, this is taking, like, the weird thing about Wrath of Cortex is that Cortex, Uka Uka, and like all the other villains, like, they all came back. Even though at the end of Crash Bandicoot 3, Cortex and Entropy and Uka Uka were all transported back in time, and Cortex and Entropy were both babies. So it's weird. So like it's weird that the next game in the series, which like there's no indication that this is any different. It's like nope, they're back. They're adults. They're back to doing shit. So like they just kind of skip over the fact that this thing happened. But with this, no, they are openly acknowledging that yeah, last time Crash beat Cortex, he got sent back in time and was turned into a baby. And like some time passed, like I don't think a lot of time passed, and then Cortex and all the villains come back, but like, it is kind of interesting because Cortex is younger, you know, because he was turned into a baby. So like I think for him and Entropy and like the other villains, it's like it's only been like 20 years, so they're all significantly younger than they would have been ordinarily, but yeah, they find their way back and they're fucking with time because of course they are. They're evil and shit, and they want to get back at Crash and Coco. It seems like both time and space manipulation are going to be a big factor in this game because like you can slow down time, and I assume you can also like speed yourself up and avoid certain things. Although that's like I don't know, like I kind of have a feeling like time manipulation is probably going to be a big thing with that. And you can also like warp space slightly. There's parts of the game where you have to like walk on the ceiling and stuff like that, and like that can like it seems like you can turn that off and on. So that's gonna be really cool. And there are actually new masks that are being introduced into this game. There's at least one that is actively talking to Crash and Coco. I don't think it's Aku Aku. It looks very different than Aku Aku. I think he doesn't really seem to know really that much. Well, I don't know. Like there is a joke at the end of the trailer that was shown that says this that this mask asked Crash and Coco like how many times have you beaten this guy, and Coco just says 3, and the mask says really I thought it was more than that. So like obviously they're kind of poking fun at the fact that as far as this game is concerned, this is the 4th game in the series, but obviously there's been a shit ton of other Crash games. So it is kind of fun that they're acknowledging that yeah, there have been other games, but like we're just like as far as this game is concerned, only the original trilogy has happened so far. But again, I'm not sure who this other mask is. There was another mask before that, other than this one, and other than Aku Aku, and I don't think either of these new masks are Aku Aku. So like I don't know. Like I'm assuming they're just like they're new power-ups, like they're new masks that give Crash and Coco these new time and space manipulating powers. And Aku Aku probably still acts as like the hit point. You know, you get 1, you can take a hit. You get 2, you can take 2 hits. You get 3, you're invincible for a short period of time. And if you don't have the mask at all, 1 hit kills you. You know, the usual Crash stuff. But like I'm not sure. Like it is only just one trailer, so we don't actually know what's happening. But it actually what is kind of cool. It looks like maybe we'll be able to play as Cortex too. I don't know how or why, but there was a brief segment where it looked like you were controlling Cortex and going through a level yourself. And, I don't know how that's gonna play into the story or anything like that. It could be like a Sonic Adventure 2 type of situation where there are actually 2 campaigns. One where you play as Crash and Coco, and another where you play as Cortex and maybe just Cortex or Cortex and another villain. It'd be interesting. It would be interesting if they brought in Nina Cortex. I don't think they will. I mean, there's no reason they can't. She was in Crash Nitro the Crash kart racing game that came out last year. I can't write. I can't exactly remember what it was called. But like, I kind of doubt that Nino is going to be in this. It seems odd that they would just bring her in. Yeah, I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility. I don't know. It could be you only play as Cortex in this. I don't think they're ever bringing Crunch back. To my knowledge, I never played it. To my knowledge, Crunch wasn't in Crash Team Racing. I kind of have a feeling that they're not gonna bring Crunch back. Like, that's kind of fine because he's not a great character. Like, I really don't feel like there's any. Like, I don't think anyone's like clamoring to bring Crunch back. Like, what is he like? What's the last thing Crunch ever brought to the table in terms of a Crash Bandicoot game? I can't fucking think of a goddamn thing. So Crunch probably is just gone forever. They might bring him back in another game. I don't know. It'd be interesting if they explained where the fuck Tana went. like after the first Crash Bandicoot, it's just like Tana's gone, and now this young other girl Bandicoot who is calling Crash his brother is here now. Like I know there's a reason Coco replaced Tana, but for the life of me I can't remember what it was. I've always found it weird that Tana just fucking disappeared and Coco just appeared one day. It's so weird and I don't get it. And I don't know, maybe they'll explain where the fuck she went in this game. Probably not. There are cutscenes and shit, but I kind of have a feeling that this isn't going to be any more story focused than the previous previous 3 games. So I guess the mystery of Tana is just never gonna be revealed because that bitch is just gone. I mean, she shows up occasionally. She was in Crash Team Racing. Nitro Fueled, I think that's what it was. I don't know. She was in that, but she wasn't in much else. Fuck, she wasn't even in Crash Bash when that first came out. I doubt they're ever gonna remake that one. I don't think anyone really likes it. But, yeah. Crash 4. This is gonna be good. I can tell, this new Crash game is going to be... I can't really say I know what's going to be good. I have a good feeling it's going to be, at the very least, enjoyable. Maybe not as good as the originals or the Insane trilogy. From what we've seen of the trailer and the little bits of gameplay that we've seen, it looks really good. I know a lot of people aren't sure about the new art style, but I'm personally really digging it. I was during the PlayStation 5 reveal, I noticed that a lot more games are using more cartoony art styles, and I'm really glad that more cartoonish art styles are being used, and especially that we're getting a lot more 3D platformers in the next generation, because the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, the last 2 generations, seem unless it's a Nintendo game, 3D platformers generally seem like a dying breed, and I think that's part of the reason why I like the DMC reboot more than most people did, because it was it had a lot of platforming in it, and I'm just at the time, the only other 3D platformer I played to any great extent was Alice Madness Returns. So honestly, 3D platformers are my favorite genre of video game. So the fact that we're getting this, we're getting a bunch of different new platformers on the PlayStation 5 at least. Not sure about the Xbox. Like I think it's a good, like, it feels like platformers are coming back, and I'm all for it. Especially this one, because this looks really fucking good. We won't know until September. I think that's when it's coming out. September 6th, I believe. Yeah, we got some waiting to do, but so far, really liking what we're seeing from Crash 4. It's about damn time. Obviously, they wouldn't call it that, but like, yeah, it's about damn time this is happening. So, Mind No Mercy, the Mad Hatter. I'll see y'all later.